Craig's stuff. Craig's stuff. Craig's got a lot of stuff. Yeah. Craig's stuff. Craig's stuff. Craig's got a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Craig's Stuff. My name is Craig, and this is some of my stuff. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Diamond Select Lord of the Rings action figures. So hyped for these guys. Huge Lord of the Rings fan, and unfortunately there hasn't been really any quality collector Lord of the Rings action figures that have come out in quite a while, at least in this type of price range. I mean, I think there's been some 6 scales and obviously some statues and whatever, but we haven't gotten what I would say Marvel Legends type of Lord of the Rings figures since the old, I think McFarlane did those, the ones in the mid-2000s. I think it was McFarlane, I'm not positive. And those figures had action features, you know, they had the swinging sword, or I remember one had the light up torch or whatever like that. So they still were, you know, they still hadn't gotten to the point that we are at right now with collector toys. So this is wave 1. We have Gimli and Legolas as our first wave. And this is the new packaging for the Diamond Select toys. I think this is the first time I've seen, or I'm getting a figure in this type of packaging. So you have the new square box, as opposed to the plastic front, the large plastic front with the card and the thing that comes around the side. If you've seen the Marvel Selects and those, I'm sure you're all aware what those look like. So these are cool. They're pretty much the same packaging. Exact same on both of them, and then on the side obviously it says Gimli there, and then it just says Legolas. It's the same exact image too for both of them. Then on the back, same exact back for both of them, with Legolas and Gimli right there, and then you could see the Build-A-Figure, which is going to be Sauron, and look how much bigger he is than those two. And these are 7-inch scale, so you know he's gonna be a big boy. Because that's if Legolas is 7 inches, he's gonna be like 12 at least. He's tall. He's gonna be big. Very, very excited. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a while until we can complete them. I think the next 2 come out in a few months, and the next 2 after that are in a few months. So it's gonna be a while. Anyway, I think it is. I think it's time now that we pop these suckers open. Alrighty, so before we talk about these two, we have to talk about the accessories that they come with. But first off, also we got the Build-A-Figure parts. So with Gimli, he includes the head of Sauron. Boy, this is all really didn't look too great out of the package. That is no good. Hopefully I can bend that back to place. Is it supposed to be that much longer? I don't know. The one side, it's significantly longer than the other. It's got to be bent back to place. Maybe some heat should fix that. And then Legolas includes the right arm and the right leg of Sauron. These two look great, and this one has, you can see the one ring on there. Really cool. But we'll talk about those maybe in an eventual video. Who knows? We'll see. So each figure here, you can see their stuff laid out. We have Legolas's bow here, which is very well done. You can see the nice gold detailing on there. Has a flexible string here. Not going to get too much out of that without really breaking it, but this is a bit of a harder plastic, so you got to be careful with that. 3 arrows. They all look exactly the same. Nice detail again on these. A lot of stuff going on. These are made out of a bit more of a pliable plastic, which is good because that way you don't break any of these arrows, which would stink. Then you have 3 axes for Gimli. Look at these 3 completely different axes. These look awesome. Again, lots of detail, lots of sculpted detail on there. On top here, look at that. Gorgeous detailing. Really, really cool. This X as well, same. They did a really good job. I like the paint apps on here. Very, very well done. Diamond does a pretty good job with paint apps generally. And this last one, this is my favorite one. This is cool, the double-sided axe. Really, really cool. All this, look at this intricate detail that's going on there. Man, Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Then he gets 2 additional holding hands. These are obviously for the axes. These are only for Gimli. You don't get any additional hands for Legolas. The regular hands on Gimli, I guess, are just open hands like that. But anyways, now let's take a look at the actual figures. All right, so first off, we start with Legolas, and right out the packaging, I'm a little bit disappointed with him. It's not bad by any means, but it's not as good as I feel like I remember seeing in the early images and whatnot. Like, the face is actually pretty good. I think they did a pretty solid job painting the face. You know, there's a little bit of like red detailing around there, and just to add a little bit of shading to it, and you know, so it's just definitely not all a flat skin color, which is good. Same with the hair, looks nice, like that different colors of blonde in there. And like, this is gorgeous, all the gold detailing around, all the sculpted detailing, different paint apps here. His midsection looks a tad long. Maybe that's just the type of jacket, I guess. Like, honestly, I'd have to really compare it to the film. But one of the first things I noticed is, like, obviously you have the quiver here, which the arrows just go right into, which is great. You can put the arrows in there. This thing kind of only comes with 3 because it looks a tad empty with only 3 arrows. Especially if you use one in his hand, then it's only got 2 arrows. But there are holes here for the daggers. He's supposed to have, you know, swords, and those go all the way down. You know, this is totally sculpted to have daggers, and they just didn't come with any. He doesn't come with swords. Like, why is this even here? I mean, like, what the heck? Why are you even, like, what are they doing? Why are they not giving us the daggers? It seems like ridiculous. You get so much stuff for Gimli, but you couldn't even give us the daggers for Legolas. And they're not like, you know, it's not like they use that much more plastic on Gimli. It looks about the same. He's a shorter character, so it's just spread out differently. It's just very, very strange. But overall, it's definitely nice looking figure. The articulation, though, definitely lacks. You'll see here we have a head motion. You're not going to get too much. Obviously, the hair really hinders that, so he gets up a little bit. He goes down, which is pretty good. He does go side to side. You get that nice head tilt, and it does go all the way around as well. Arms go up to a 90-degree. They go down, and they go all the way around. He has a single-jointed elbow, which is really weak. Like, it's 2021, and we're getting single-jointed elbows. What do you guys do? I don't understand what's going on over at Diamond. Like, they don't share what they're doing with other figures, because I'm pretty sure they've already gotten the double-jointed on their Marvel stuff. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they wouldn't use 2 joints. Especially on a character like this, you want to get him into that bow holding pose, and it's easier if you can really get, you know, one arm further in, so that kind of stinks. There's no upper bicep cut, but he does spin at the elbow. Wrists do spin, and they go up and they go down as well. He has that upper torso joint that goes side to side and rocks a little bit. It goes forward a teensy bit and barely goes back at all. So he actually does have a lower waist spin, but it's completely covered up by the bottom. You can see the legs do move. There is a spin there, so you can get a little bit of lower waist spin there. Then at the legs, they don't go too far forward just because of the way his skirt here is. You can kind of move some stuff around. You might be able to get it to go a little bit farther, but looks like that's about as far back or far forward as it's gonna go, and then that's about as far back as it's gonna go as well. He doesn't split too much. I was noticing a little bit of whitening, so I didn't want to go too far with the splits, and it looks like that's about as far as he's gonna go. There's no upper thigh cut up there either, although it does spin. You can see a little bit. Actually, spins all the way, which is pretty cool. Then he has this really, really weak single jointed knee. That's it. That's all you get for the knee. I sometimes can overlook a single jointed elbow, but not a single jointed knee. This is terrible. What the heck? He also spins at the knee and at the ankle. It goes up, it goes down, and there is ankle pivot as well. All right, so next up is my boy Gimli. And this figure, I can already tell, is significantly better than Legolas. At least in terms of, I guess, articulation. But we're talking about paint first. Paint, same deal. Looks really, really good. Love the black detailing over the beard. It really brings out the browns. Face looks pretty solid. Even the eyes actually are pretty good. They're very small eyes. I love the detailing on his helmet. Looks really, really good. All the chainmail detailing there. Could maybe use a little bit of a black wash, but no big deal. The browns around there. It looks really, really good using that soft material for, of course, his skirt on the back. This is great. I love this. I don't know if it's like a sleeping bag or whatever he carries here. This looks great. He has a holster here, which I guess is for one of the axes. I don't know if it's gonna really go. I guess it goes in. I don't even know if it's how it's supposed to go in. I don't remember. Was it like that? That seems kind of weird. I don't know. Either way, that's gonna hinder a lot. And oh god, you have that. Belt looks great. This looks really, really, really cool. The gold detailing or bronze detailing around. So then when it comes to articulation, the head, you're not going to get much at all. You get a little bit of down, barely any, a little bit of up. Obviously, it's completely hindered by the ponytail and the beard. You get a teeny bit of head tilt, a little bit of head tilt, but it does turn right and left on that ball joint. Shoulders go up to a little bit less than a 90 degree. They are hindered by this armor here, although it looks like you might be, nope, you can get it over, you can pop that over the shoulder and get it up to that 90 degree, which is great. This one has the upper bicep cut. Why they decided to give it to Gimli and not to Legolas, the world may never know. Then at the elbow, you get a pretty solid single joint. I think better than Legolas. Again, this is a character that can probably be fine with a single joint. He's got large arms. And he's just holding axes and stuff. It's not necessarily required. When you have a character with a bow, you should want to get that deep elbow. He also spins at the elbow. Then his hands spin and they go up and they go down as well. Although not too much down. And it's very interesting, actually, the way they did this hand. Look at that. The cut is right in the middle of the hand joint. So it's, how interesting is that? That's actually very interesting. I've never seen that before. Then he spins at the waist, goes a little bit side to side, a very little bit forward and back, barely any at all. Then at the legs, we get look at that, solid split on this figure. So for some reason, they got the split on Gimli, but couldn't get it on Legolas. I don't know what they were doing. It's just Legolas. I don't get it, man. Especially when your legs here are totally covered by something, you can put pretty good leg joints. Like, you don't need to sculpt the butt in at all. Like the Mythic Legions, they don't sculpt the butt in, and you can get all that back and forward motion. I don't know. But, so you get a nice split. You get a pretty far forward kick. Definitely much better than Legolas again. And not going to really go too far back. Like I said, because that's sculpted butt. He has an upper thigh cut. Look at that. An upper thigh cut. Again, it is covered. Why wouldn't they throw it on Legolas? It doesn't make any sense. Somebody help me. Then we have a single jointed knee. Again, you have a further single joint on Gimli, who has gigantic knees, which actually definitely is a little bit low. I think that knee joint, they probably should have put a tad higher because it just looks kind of weird how it kind of comes down like that. They should have put it maybe a little bit higher. But it does go further back. And then at the foot, you get a little bit of up, you get some down, and then you get that ankle pivot as well. Legolas stands about 7¼ inches tall, while Gimli stands about 6¼ inches tall. Here they are next to the SH Figuarts Goku. And here they are next to the McFarlane Toys Batman the Grim Knight. And here they are next to the Marvel Legends Gibbon. And here's Legolas next to another elf character. This is the Mythic Legion's Malachi Cinderhorn figure. Obviously, you can tell quite a bit taller than the Mythic Legions. And here is Gimli next to another dwarf character. This is King Bromden of the Mythic Legions as well. And again, you can tell Gimli is quite a bit taller. So overall, I am definitely happy with the figures. Obviously, definitely way more so Gimli than Legolas, but when they're all together and when I have the whole fellowship, and then once I have a complete this bad boy, then I'm gonna be, I'm sure, super hyped to have everybody on the shelf. I really just wish Diamond could get it together. You know, they do such a good job with paint and sculpt. It's just like McFarlane. They're just missing like a couple things that would just make their toys that much better. I just wish they would just take cues from Hasbro and just do what they do, but just do it better. You guys they have the best paint apps and sculpts around, and if they just did what Hasbro does with the way they cut up their figures, I assume they could do a much better job. They could figure it out. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm not a toy maker. I don't know. Just my thoughts. I don't know. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check back every Friday at noon for brand new videos. Please follow Craig's stuff on Instagram. I post tons of pics and whatever, toy stuff. I will see you guys next time. Later.